Look, it's me. Look, it's me. Look, it's me. Look, it's me. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to here. Today we're going to talk about something. Today we're going to talk about just how, I'm out of breath, sorry, just how the pentatonic scales connect to the CAGED system and just how it's organized in the CAGED system, you know? Maybe you've heard of that and you're like, I don't know what that means. I'm going to tell you what it means. And so the CAGED system is a system we use to organize all the musical structures we play on the fretboard. And I have a whole CAGED playlist that I'll link down below for you that'll help you on your CAGED journey, all right? But today we're going to go over how the pentatonic scales fit into that system specifically. Okay. And so the pentatonic scales can be played in 5 different positions all across the fretboard. They're probably on the screen right now. The 5 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? They're right there. And so these 5 CAGED shapes are modeled after the CAGED chords in open position. And so we could take these 5 open chord shapes, turn them into bar chords, and move them down the fretboard to play any major chord in history. And I'll link a video where I talk about that in detail. And so, okay, great. Now, how does this play into the pentatonic scales? How do the chords have anything to do with the pentatonic scales? That makes no sense. Chords are not scales. I'll tell you. Let's do this example in the C shape, okay? Our major chords are made up of a 1st, 3rd, and 5th degree, right? And in the C shape major chord here, our 1st degrees are right here, our 3rds are right here, and our 5th is right there. And so now great, the major chord is made up of a 1st, 3rd, and 5th. And what is the pentatonic scale made up of? Well, it's made up of the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th. And so now if we notice, and we put the puzzle piece together, okay, we see that the pentatonic scale is made up of 2 extra notes. 2 extra, okay? The 2. They both have the 1st, 3rd, and 5th in common, but the pentatonic scale has the extra or added 2nd and 6th degree, right? Yeah. Yeah. And so great. So that means if we take this C-shaped bar chord here, okay, that's made up of 1st, 3rd, and 5th degrees, all we have to do is add the 2nd and the 6th to turn it into the C-shaped pentatonic scale. So let's do that. Yeah! And there we have our C-shaped pentatonic scale. So you see how that C-shaped chord lives right in and nestled in, it's nestled, okay? It's nestled in the pentatonic scale. And so that's why this would be called the C-shaped pentatonic scale, right? Because it's elaborated off of the C-shaped chord. Want to see what I have back here? Here. It's a comb. Comb. And so that same logic applies to all the other 4 CAGED shapes. Let's go over them. So now let's go through the A shape. So this is our A shape. Ta-da! It's also made up of 1st, 3rd, and 5th degrees. So we just have to add the 2nd, 6th degree to this shape, and we get the A shape pentatonic scale. It's my bathrobe. And there we have our A shape pentatonic scale that was built around that A shape chord. And now let's do the G shape chord. So there's our G shape chord. It's also made up of a 1st, 3rd, and 5th, so we need to add a 2nd and 6th degree to this shape here, and we make up G-shaped pentatonic scale. Okay, let's do it. Yeah. And there again, we have our G-shaped pentatonic scale that came straight out of our G-shaped chord. Okay. And the same thing for the E shape. That's your E-shaped bar chord, made up of a 1st, 3rd, 5th degree. We'll just add the 2nd, 6th degree and turn it into the E-shaped pentatonic scale. And now for the D-shape chord. And this one's a weird one, okay? Because to move it from its open position, you would technically play it as a bar chord, which would look like this. Okay, but that's very weird to play. No one likes that. So we usually drop the bar and only play the top 3 strings here. But the full D-shaped chord is like that, okay? And so this is made up of 1st, 3rd, and 5th degrees. So again, we'll add the 2nd and 6th, turned it into a D-shaped pentatonic. I don't remember which chord I played. Was it here? Let's just pretend it was here. Yeah, and again, just like that, D-shaped pentatonic scale that we built off of that D-shaped chord. D-shaped chord. Did I do it? My shoulder hurts. It hurts. What does this do? It hurts shoulder. And so we could visualize all of our pentatonic shapes coming out of the chord shapes, but we could also visualize them coming out of the CAGED major scale shapes. Just like how we saw the chord shapes and the pentatonic shapes overlapped. And if we extrapolate even further than that, we could see how the pentatonic scale shapes are also overlapped with the major scale shapes. Overlap like a cookie, overlap like a cake, overlap like a tiramisu, overlap like my face. So if we take this C-shaped chord here, It's made up of a first, third, and fifth degree, right? And a major scale is made up of a first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh degree. So all we have to do is add those extra 4 degrees to the C-shaped major chord, and we will have our C-shaped major scale. Yeah. And so great, now we have our C-shaped major scale, right? Which is made up of a second, third, fourth, fifth, and seventh. But our pentatonic scale is made up of only this first, second, third, fifth, and sixth degree, which means it's 2 less than the major scale, right? So we could take this C-shaped major scale, remove the 4th and 7th degree, and we have our C-shaped pentatonic scale. Will you hear that? And so you see how the CAGED system is like a Russian doll situation, you know? You have your major scale shape. Within the major scale shape, there's your pentatonic scale. Within the pentatonic scale, there's your chord. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. That's it. So we talked even more than pentatonic scales. I said we're going to talk about specifically pentatonic scales. And we went off on major scales. Ugh. This is my record. It's called Jimi Hendrix Experience. You see it? That's what it is. Side 1, Purple Haze. Side 2, The Wind Cries Mary. I never heard The Wind Cry Mary, not for nothing, but I've never heard that. Don't forget to go to megachoicemusic.com, okay, everyone? Go there. Get yourself the 70s and Guitar eBooks, okay? We got 2 of them. We got the 70s and Guitar City eBook. It has all the chord shapes and the pentatonics and the major scales, everything, all organized in the CAGED system, okay? It's one big CAGED system blueprint. That's what it is. And then we got the 70s and Beginner Guitar Guide. That's gonna help you on your beginner journey. And then we have the Key to Music Theory World Tour course. That's coming out soon. I don't know when, but it's coming out soon. We talk about what keys are and how we build all our diatonic chords and scales to our keys. All that, you know? I feel like my life is just one big nightmare sometimes, which is a shame because I do like nightmares. I don't freaking stupid care about anything anymore. Have I showed you my plant? Say hi. Say hi, Archibald. Hello. I'm here and I'm blowing my nose right now. So that's all, everyone, okay? That's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all that you do. Don't forget, if ever you take out your face and you put it in the freezer, just remember that's great for circulation. Chetos.